So we're at sort of like the the middle part of Rodney Ave, and so there's some toilets behind us, and there's a little road access way that's going sort of down and takes you around the beach, and there's a lot of driftwood here. The little road's acting as a bit of a fire break, but obviously, you know, predominant wind is, you know, towards the houses off the sea. There's been a few little fires. People, you know, it's just human nature, you know, you can make a fire. There's a real good one stacked up just along here, like the Burning Man. It could be a real problem if there's not sort of like, this really needs a good cleanup. This stuff actually needs to be controlled burn, and you know, you don't want to be leaving this sort of thing around for the public to start fires. So that's sort of what it comes down to really is it's community management, and rather than being a council plan or what have you, it's more about making sure that you've it's like a catchment board on a waterway, or you know, in a beachfront there, rather than the council sort of organising, well, we're going to be the big thing in control of this. This is a bit of a worry actually. You know, we've got so much tinder dry material here, and you know, during the summer period, you know, might have a sign that says light no fires, but you know, it's just human nature. People are going to come down here, and if the source material is not here to light a fire, they're not going to be able to light a fire. So, you know, what we can really see here is, you know, the beach is always going to push up more and more driftwood and stuff like that, but you've really got to be in a situation where you make sure that this material is not here to make fires. And so, you know, some of this material has been here for a long time. It's heavily degraded, but yeah, you should have a very good solid green buffer zone. This is stone, this is good. This is not going to create a sand drift. It's, I believe, probably part maybe of this protected area, and so on and so forth. I know logs are some sort of part of an ecosystem, that's for sure, but you know, right here on the beachfront itself, they've got no place to be here. This really needs sort of cleaning up. So there's a management side of it, an operational side of it, that the community needs to sort of be its own self-managed type thing. Otherwise, all those houses are at risk. There's nothing here to graze off that grass. There's no, you know, some of it's native grass, yeah, but you know, it is a bloody fire hazard, and a managed plan of actually making this, all our sort of west coast beachfront, into something that's much more lush and self-sustaining. I mean, just down here we've got one of the things that does grow quite well in this area, which is these succulents. They're really pretty, but you do need the substrate to grow that. You know, like you need to be introducing composted material or things to break down. These logs, they could easily be go through a mulcher and just be mulched along here, and then this area will all turn into this sort of lush type environment for things to grow. And that's, you know, like things don't have to be burnt. You know, they can, the mulches that we've got now soon mulch all this sort of stuff up, and it just, yeah, create a lush green space. Going into summertime, it's just going to reduce that fire risk that goes back that way. It's going to increase the things that you're wanting to preserve, and you know, it doesn't take fines, and it doesn't take you know, council staff. It creates a joint effort, a harmonious effort between the regional council, you know, the people, the residents, and the district council, and you know, really approach this in a real true green perspective. So, you know, as I say, and like the thing is, there's another side to this outside of the bylaw. You know, from a you know, one thing, you know, the bylaw's not meant to deal with climate change or anything like that, but we do need to think about the way that the climate is changing, and even if you don't believe in that, we're going to go through a La Nina cycle. Okay, the La Nina cycle means that we're going to have a lot longer, drier summers. What we're standing on is sand and rock. Okay, we don't need to be standing on sand and rock when we've got a great supply of mulch material we can lay down here, and we create a nice green buffer from where the public uses, where nature needs to use it. A mate behind here, he's just listening to us talk. What we do have in abundance in this area is this massive belief that sort of very rusticated looking grass out there is something to protect around here. Everything that was here has been taken over by the introduction of lupin. You know, what was here was beech and totara. Okay, what is here now is a partial regeneration project. Okay, it's nature's inner phase of regenerating. The grass that's behind would have been grazed by things and kept down, but it also would have burnt. You know, it's the tinder supply of what caused a lot of pockets of cleared land pre-Maori settlement. Okay, so we've got to be very careful of how we manage our spaces and how we plan our spaces, not in planning, but as a community, and we've got to be part of the biodiversity. Like I said before, we are part of the biodiversity. We are what uses the beach, and to enjoy the beach we certainly don't want it burning, and that's a sign's not going to cut it. When you've got like stacks of firewood like that ready to burn, it's not good. Anyway, so this is our view of the Te Horo Beach bylaw. We think the things that it should have been concerned about, I think now looking at this, that the thing that it really should have been concerned about is fire risks to the community, and it should be concerned mostly now that it's created this bylaw, that it's not created a rift in this community that is going to be something that's a legacy for incoming councils in the future over the next 10 years, where the community does not trust council. And like we had it in Attica over water issues, we've had it over the merging of our little council into the Kapiti area. Life's too short to be like this, and we really encourage you. You're sitting at home and you're thinking, oh, was I going to make a submission or not? Damn well make a submission, please. And so that's it for us, and hopefully we can do the same thing in Attica, and we can talk to some of the residents out there. So thanks for watching.